Hi Aquarius, this is your reading for the time period of August 1st to August 31st, 2021. For those of you who are new to my channel or you're visiting, welcome to Amani's Lightwork. Okay, before I begin with your reading, I just want to say if you do have inquiries about any of my services, my private readings, my missing persons reports, my cases, etc., you can send me an email to iavakasha108@gmail.com. You can also send me a direct message to my Instagram at AmaniIfe777. Okay? All right. So let's see what energies are coming through for you, Aquarius. The spirit is telling me something about insurance. It could be car insurance, health insurance, what do you call it? Insurance policies, either pertaining to. The spirit is telling me something about a Sagittarius when I hit insurance policies. See, now you may have your own. Something is also conjoined. So even if you have your own, something is also conjoined about what you have going on. Insurance policy related to that of a Sag. The Sag may have their own insurance policy. You may benefit from the Sagittarius insurance policy, or your own, or vice versa. They benefit from yours, or they could be helping you create your own. They may be taking you to a law office, showing you how to create, get yours done for yourself. Or you may just be accompanying them to a law office. I also get fingerprints. When I said accompanying them to a law office, something is fingerprints related about you traveling to a law office with a Sag or just by yourself, period. Okay? Sagittarius energy, if it's not only a person, it is the energy of, it's temperance energy, which would mean that you feel, I also get this idea of accused. You may feel accused. It could be from a friend or a family member. It could be from a workplace. Somebody may be accusing you of something. And that could be where, it sounds, I'm not really getting the idea of law enforcement necessarily, but law enforcement could be involved. They could be involved with a Sag. Sag could be law enforcement. The Sag energy, if it's not only a person, that could be the energy of law enforcement and needing to go to, I also get out of state, needing to go out of state. That's one element about it, but it has something to do with law enforcement and fingerprints. But the foundation of it is some type of accusation coming towards you from someone else. So either you could be on the outside looking in that this is happening between a Sag and somebody else, or it's just something that they're doing related to any of those things. Or it's like it has something to do with you, your direct contact with them, and fingerprints and law enforcement and law offices and being accused of something. Hence the reason for why law enforcement could even be involved, like even if you're, whatever the situation is. But let's see what's going on here. Sounds interesting. Okay, so if that isn't happening like on the surface with you in a Sag, or just by yourself, or just them by themselves, could be whatever zodiac sign, but the Sag is coming through predominantly. If that's not the case only, then you could just be thinking that something like that could potentially happen. But I keep being drawn back to the fingerprints. It has to do with fingerprints. Okay, let me try to elaborate on what the spirit wants me to explain before I move on any further. The situation with the fingerprints is that you may literally need that to pass some type of screening for a job. I get afraid. So when I said that you may be afraid to get that done, or you could have gotten that done, and I get leery. You could have gotten it done and you may be leery. Sag may need to do that, or they did that, or the Sag needs to do that and they're just leery, or whatever zodiac sign. The Sag is coming through a lot. So it just depends on what's going on. Someone is just leery. If it's not only fingerprints, someone is leery of someone is just leery to go visit a law office for whatever reason. You could be leery about a Sag inviting you to take you to a law office. But the idea of the fingerprints, oh, okay, I get it. I get why the spirit wants me to elaborate on that. If you have a situation where, like in the past, for example, I get something about being accused of theft. Like that's either something that you're experiencing now, or the Sag experience, or you experienced in the past, Sag experience in the past. Something's going on with being accused of theft. You know, this government has people's information on lockdown pretty much, so people will have information about you. You cannot get away from that. They cannot get away from that. So what's happening is that if you had a situation where you were accused of some type of theft, of thievery in the past, or Sag, what's happening is there's this process for looking for a job. The job requires you to get fingerprints done. You are leery or scared of getting the fingerprints done, vice versa. That's you are the Sag. And the reason for it is because of some type of accusation that came towards you in the past or in the current. So what's going on, the reason the law office is coming into play from the Sag recommendation, or whatever zodiac sign recommendation, is to safeguard you. And it could just be a situation where, like, you may need a lawyer for some type of accusation that is coming upon you. Sag may need a lawyer. You could be helping the Sag, vice versa, with some type of situation there. So if you feel like if you did something in the past that was really interesting, and you're trying to look for jobs or a new job, and they're asking you for this, that, and the third fingerprint and documentation, you saying that they're accusing you of this, that, and the third, or you're thinking that they potentially will, or that's a thought that the Sagittarius energy has, but there's a law office that someone is recommending you or them go so that they can clear up things for you, so that you can actually get your fingerprints processed without them getting analyzed and potentially some type of law enforcement being on the case. That's the whole point of the situation. That's one element. If nothing is going on like that, I mean, that could be the reason why I'm talking about it, because I feel that energy. But it's like you may literally have that going, some element about that going on. Sag may have some element about that going on, or it's like something is happening around you, or someone that you know is experiencing something like that if it is not you. Okay. The Lovers is here, a sign of Gemini. So the Lovers could be indicative of the relationship or the bond that you have with a Sag, or it could literally be your bond that you have with a Gemini energy that's in your space. They could be a coworker, colleague. I keep being drawn to insurance. As I'm talking about Gemini energy and I said coworker and colleague, is bringing me back to the idea of insurance. Like this energy could have copies of your insurance, or I get dispersed to other employees, or they dispersed it. Like they dispersed your documentation for some reason, but it's related to some type of insurance. You may know that you may know that they did disperse it, or I get waiting. So when I say you may know that they did disperse it, the spirit is telling me waiting. So either you're waiting for them to disperse it, you could be waiting for them, I get outcome. You could be waiting for the outcome of the fact that they did disperse it. So it just depends on what's going on. You want to know. And then there's another element into where like you either don't know that they did that, or you know that they did that, and you're in the waiting phase of the dispersing of the information. You want to know what the outcome is. Gemini could be a lawyer. They could be a friend. They could be a coworker, colleague, that they're just giving you some really good insight into how to handle law enforcement, into how to handle a lawyer. They could be a lawyer. It just depends. Or they're just a friend who is telling you where you should where you should look for a job instead, where you should send fingerprints instead, where you should get fingerprints done instead. It just depends on what's going on. But it's job related, law office related, insurance related. Could be car insurance related, health insurance related, whatever it is. But it could even be background check related. Like you could be looking for homes, and you're looking for homes, jobs, whatever you want to do with insurance. Something's going on with just the action of getting fingerprints done. The Prince of Swords energy, the hacker, is here. All right, you could be showing up like a Prince of Swords. Like I said, this could be a Gemini energy or a Libra energy or another Aquarian energy that's a male. They're showing up here like this in the starting point. I get, what does he need? So when I put this card down, what does he need? Like, you could be this he and someone wants to know what the hell you need. Or it's whether you're a man or a woman, this external Prince of Swords energy, they're coming to you or they're visiting you. I get office. They could be visiting you at your office. You could have an office. Okay, you yourself can have an office they're visiting you at. If this isn't only you, someone in your sphere of influence is asking you, what is it that you need? What is it that you need? Gemini male asking you that. Libra male asking you that. An external Aquarian male, they're asking you, what do you need? Right? And it could be related to insurance. I always get pictures. It's related to insurance. It's also related to pictures. It could be pictures that they need processing. It could be pictures and documents and fingerprints and things that they need for processing. Now, let me just retract for 1 second. What you're trying to do here, whether you're male or female, you may need some type of document processed by the Prince of Swords energy. You need something processed by them, or you need them to take I keep getting this idea of safeguard. You need them to safeguard some type of information or documentation or an insurance card or fingerprint information. You need them to safeguard that for you, because you may be going away, or I had to handle something. You may be going away to handle something really important that they either know 100% what it is, or they don't know 100% what it is. Or this could be you and someone is you're going to travel to someone to give them some type of documentation, and I don't want to hold. So when I hit that, someone doesn't want to hold your documentation for you. Do you not want to hold your documentation for this person? Or you don't want to hold whatever it is. You don't want to hold your own documentation. You feel the need to go take it to a lawyer. They could be a lawyer. They're a friend. They're a colleague, co-worker. They're some type of affiliate to the Sag. You're an affiliate to the Sag. If the Sag is around like that, whatever it is. It has something to do with passing around information. And it has something to do with fingerprints, documentation, the disbursement of information, insurance, car insurance, health insurance. Then there's also the situation looking for jobs. There's this irrational fear of getting fingerprints done, whatever the situation is. But it has something to do also with somebody safeguarding your documents. And so the spirit is also telling me, it also has the way something is moving here, the way you're moving with someone like this, it has something to do with something that occurred in the past, like I said from the earlier on. The Hermit energy is here, sign of Virgo. So a Virgo is here. It could be male or a female Virgo, right? This energy may need something as well. They may require, I get a passport. A Virgo requires a passport from you. They require a passport from you. So you traveling, if this Prince of Swords energy is external, you may travel to that person. I get to get passport. You may be traveling to this person to get a passport to give to a Virgo. Or you need you may need a Virgo's, I get tax return. You need a Virgo's tax return. A Virgo needs your tax return. Once you get a Virgo's tax return, I get Sag. Once you get a Virgo's tax return, you can then take their and your tax return, whatever kind of tax return. I mean, it's not tax season yet, but it's like I get something about get mines early. Like something about your taxes you may receive early. Like earlier than the regular citizen. Like something about your taxes something about it either gets deposited early. Like that could be something like dating back to April when, tax season is still kind of hot. April, what's the other month? March, April, May. That's tax season. But something you're waiting. I also get finalizations when I said March, April, May. There were finalizations there that you could have been. That's why I was getting an idea of waiting from when I was talking about the Prince of Swords or whoever, Gemini, air sign, male, external. That's why I was getting the idea of waiting. You could be waiting on some type of finalization pertaining to some type of tax information. I wanted to get back to the point of the Virgo. You do need the Virgo's tax information. And their passport, you need their identification. And then there's the reason for it is to give to a Sag, or I get conjoined. So when I say give to a Sag, whatever you're doing there with the Virgo, you need to conjoin that information with the Sagittarius energy. Or you need the Sagittarius energy, information, and documentation to merge with yours and the Virgo. That's the only way. That could be the only way. Some type of finalization that you are waiting on. I get deposit, so that's the only way you're gonna get some type of deposit. So you could be doing that together with you and however many other people. You could be doing that together. The spirit keeps telling me conjoining. Yes, conjoining, like conjoined triplets or something like that. You know what I mean? Like you could be doing that with 2 or 3 other people, but you need their tax documentation in order for some. Okay, I'll give you a perfect example. Like you could have filed taxes in whatever month, like March, April, May, whatever time period. You could have filed taxes there, but I keep getting finalization. You could have filed taxes there, but there's some type of finalization that may not have processed 100%, because you could have told someone, whoever it is that prepares your tax information, insurance information for you, you could have told that information, you could have told that individual, hey, you know, my wife, my man, my friend, my business partner behind the scenes, they didn't get theirs yet. You know, can I come back and process the rest of this documentation with you, even though it's like June? Can I just come back and do that later? Can I even do it early? Like I get for next year. You may want to have a jump on that you need something that you need from Sag and Virgo and external Prince of Swords. You may want to get a jump on that for next year. Like you could be asking someone for their somebody may live really far away from you. They may live in another state, they may live in another country, and that takes time. All that documentation takes time to get to you. In order for you to put it in the envelope and then send it to your tax preparer, you need everybody's information in sync so that you can move forward in order to even get to the point where you're waiting on finalizations. You're waiting for things to be finalized. So you need Virgo information. You need Sag. It could be external Prince of Swords energy information, or that's you, Virgo, asking you what you need. You're telling the Virgo, I need your I need your passport. I need your identification. I need your driver's license. That's you to the Sag. That's you to the Virgo. If it's not only Virgo, it's Hermit energy to taxation. It's Hermit energy because it's some type of taxation situation that you do have going on in your workplace or in your home, or like I get personal business, in your personal business, some type of taxation situation, taxes, whatever it is that's going on there. But it's Hermit. That's one. Hermit, it could also just be with the Prince of Swords, how they handle Prince of Swords energy, external, how they handle your information, and Virgos, or how they handle information themselves, how you handle information, verbal or document. It just depends on what's going on. Someone may have that feeling with you. Like someone may be leery. You could be leery, or someone external may be leery of how you handle information, whether it's document or verbal, okay? Or who you share that information with. The Prince of Disc, the day trader, is here in the present. So the Prince of Disc could be typically princes in this deck. Princes in this deck they would be like pages, like for example, Prince of Swords would be like a younger air sign, or someone that's, they're in their age group, could be a kid as well too. I never really tried to incorporate energy of children in these readings, because yes, children could be around. Yes, there are certain things pertaining to children, but I try not to focus my energy on that too much, so that you understand what's going on, particularly in your adult life. Okay, but yes, children are involved with your adult life. The Prince of Disc energy is here. This will be like a Taurus. Predominantly it's a Taurus, could be a Virgo. You have Virgo here. The Virgo major arcana by itself kind of solidifies the energy of a male Virgo, female Virgo. Prince of Disc is male Taurus predominantly, and then Virgo male predominantly, Virgo male, Capricorn male that's younger than you, right? You got earth sign males that are younger than you, and then the Hermit brings in the idea that maybe a Virgo female is also involved. Okay, but the Prince of Disc could also be a job opportunity. right? This could be a job opportunity, and that's why it keeps giving me the idea of the fingerprints and things of that nature. The Prince of Disc, if it's not the energy of a job, then it's the energy of a younger earth sign, and I get involved. There is a younger earth sign male that you do have involved in your legalities. You have an earth sign male, you got an air sign male external involved. You have an earth sign male that's younger involved in your legalities, right? But they benefit. So when I say that too, they do benefit. Like they could be kids and one element about it, they could be children and they benefit. Or they're just younger, like they could be like a younger coworker. I also get housemate, they're a younger housemate to you, but they're involved. Like they're involved because of their fingerprints. They're involved because of your workplace. They're involved because of, I also get insurance. They're involved because of your insurance. Now, the Sag that I was talking about has them involved. A Sag that you deal with has the Prince of Disc energy involved. They intentionally have them involved. Like I don't know that yet. You don't know that yet. One element about this, you don't know that this energy is involved yet. It's a kid, it's somebody's child that is involved. But for some reason, Hermit, you don't know that yet. That could be why. That could also be why Sag told you to wait. That could also be why a Sag told you to wait. But you may not have been paying attention to why the Sagittarius energy told you to wait. Because they need, it works. This energy does work if they're an adult. Like they work. So the Sag needs their documentation in order to give you copies. Okay, the Sag requires Prince of Disc energy documentation in order for you to move forward with some type of tax, whatever, insurance situation, some type of benefit that you're waiting on. You can't do until they receive their tax information, right? Something that you're trying to do like that, you may not be able to do this year. Like this year is about to let out. That's why I said next year. Like I get December. So next year, December, or like you need to do some type of processing. You need to gather people's information for processing by December 2021. That could be somebody's voice to you. That's your voice to them. Can you get your paperwork ready by December 2021? Whatever it is, it shouldn't take that long. But if somebody is in another country, or if they're like on vacation or something like that, then they should be back. Of course they're going to be back before that time. But I also get angst. Like I picked them up and I get this feeling of angst with them. They may have angst towards you. They may have angst because they may not share. They may not want to share with you. They may not necessarily want to give you their documentation. So your permission is from the Sag to get their documentation. They don't want it. They're an adult. They don't want to share they don't want to share some type of return of benefit with you or insurance with you, whatever the situation is. The Four of Power is here. Four of Pentacles is in the future. And then your instincts has the Justice card, sign of Libra. See, now when I see the major arcana signs, like Libra, the Justice card brings in the energy male or female Libra. Prince of Swords could be male Libra, male Gemini external, male Aquarian external. Then the Justice also brings in the idea of like a male or female Libra that is in the mix as well too, or just justice that you're thinking that they're going to face. I touched the Hermit. It could be something that they're going to face, like they're going to face some type of justice, or the Prince of Disc, or the Prince of Swords. Somebody's gonna experience some type of justice for a situation. But I also get wrongdoing. So when I say that justice in the instincts, something that's happening the way it is here with information dispersing and life insurance and whatever kind of insurance and taxes and fingerprints and thievery, like something is going on here that is worthy of justice on the hermit energies end, Prince of Disc end, your end, external Prince of Swords end. Something's going on, but not supposed to have. So when I hit the Prince of Swords external, it's either you're not supposed to have something, or Prince of Swords energy external is not supposed to have something. but they've been given something, or you've been given something, and it's the Sag. There's a Sag element behind the scenes that is responsible for the disbursement of some type of information, documentation, some type of law office visitation, whatever it is that's going on there. The accomplishment has the Empress, sign of Aries, female, Libra, female. That's why I said the Justice brings in the energy of a male Libra, like the Prince of Swords, or a female Libra, or an Aries female. Aries female right next to the Prince. They work together. So the Aries / Libra female works with the Prince of Swords external. You work with the Empress energy. You do something that could be your mom. This energy could be embodying your mom. They could also, they don't have to be, and like that's the signs for the Empress are Libra and Aries, but your mother could just be shown up as an Empress by herself, right next to you, right next to an external Prince of Swords energy. You work with your mom, or there's a motherly figure around you that they inhabit a space, but they need their documentation. You also need your mom's documentation. You need, you could work with this individual. You may work with a motherly figure. You need their documentation for processing, right? But I'm looking at a Prince of Swords energy external. They know how to get the Empress energy information. Like, they know how to get it. Like, they know how to, I also get scammed. They know how to get it through some type of scam. Somebody knows how to get, that's why the Prince of Swords is the hacker, external. Like, you know how to get, that could be you. You know how to get their information, your mom's information, how to use your mom without asking, how to use a mother's information without asking, how to use another family member's information, some type of motherly figure, some type of matriarch. You're trying to use their information for fingerprints. Now it's bringing me back to the idea of fingerprints. Like, you may need their information for fingerprints, something about their fingerprints. Like, typically, like the finger, we don't have, like, even our fingerprints are the pattern. For example, the pattern on my fingerprint is not going to be the same as the pattern of my sisters. Like, my mother is deceased, and my father is deceased. Where I'm not going to have the same fingerprint as my parents. Everybody has a different fingerprint. Everyone has a different fingerprint, right? So whatever it is, I also get blood. Something's also going on with blood with the Empress. Like, something about their blood. I don't know. It's really interesting. Like, this could be like a blood test. Like, someone may need a blood test. Like something, like, this Jesus. There's a situation, this is really interesting. Like, it's a lot. Like, it's really, there's a lot going on here. Like, you're either trying to get a home, you're trying to get a car, you're trying to get an apartment, you're trying to get a new job, but something about doing that, like, so there's a process within there that it involves someone else's fingerprint. It involves your fingerprint. It involves their somebody else's insurance, or multiple people, their documentation, or something's also going on there with somebody's blood. Like, this could be like a test that you need to take. Like, you may need somebody's blood work. I don't know. Something's really interesting about that. Like, somebody's blood work. Somebody's, like, mouth swab. Like, someone may be trying to give you another option. Okay, someone may be trying to give you another option of how to get some type of return, how to get something processed for a job, how to get a home, how to get a car. Like, somebody's trying to give you another option rather than you getting your fingerprints done. But it's, like, related to some type of the spirit is giving me this idea of blood. Like, blood, or like, what do you call it? Or like a mouth swab. Like, there's a baby here. Like, something could be going on there with babies. Like, somebody's kid, your child, somebody's child. Something could be going on there. That's really interesting. It's a lot going on this. But it has something to do with some type of process that you're trying to do here. The Two of Dominion, the Two of Wands energies in the spiritual self. So this is the Wands energy, pretty much brings in the energy like the fire sign energy that I was picking up from earlier. Like, the Sag could be Leo. You need the patience to deal with a Sag, and Aries is here. Leo, you could be dealing with Leo. Sag is coming through a lot. Their energy is right next to the Hermit with the Two of Dominion. So in your spiritual self, you do need the patience to deal with Sag. You know, I opposition. So I said patience needing to deal with the Sag. There's opposition between you and the Sag. There could be opposition between you and an Aries or a Leo. There's opposition with them. You know, because of fingerprints, because of taxes, because of insurance, because of documentation. And then there's also this other element is that they have everything. They may not want you to have everything, whatever the hell that means. Like, they don't want you to have everything. Like, have everything could be have certain things in life. Have everything could be everything in terms of like how they receive their own benefits. They're having you join in on. But they don't want you to receive more than them. I don't know. Something's really interesting. Somebody may not want you to receive more than they do, in terms of documentation, or in terms of how people's documentation is conjoined. There's a large percentage of a benefit that you could potentially receive from everybody being involved like that. But someone's like, I don't. Your mom is like, I don't want you to have all of it. You may not want your mom. I also get social security. Some part of it has something to do with social security benefits as well too. The Six of Swords energy, the Six of Science is here. That's your energy and that of other external air signs. Sixes usually represent good omens as well, like justice. With the Six of Swords, you may be experiencing some form of justice. I also get a good deed. You're experiencing some type of positive justice because of some type of good deed that you're deciding to do for somebody, or at least on the surface it looks like a good deed. It may look like a good deed on the surface. It just depends on what's going on, like helping a friend. I recover financially. It's the way you're helping a friend recover financially. It's the way a friend is helping you recover financially. A housemate is helping you recover financially. But it's like the way they're doing it. Something maybe interesting about the way they're doing it, okay? What's changing is the Knight of Swords, the game master. So whereas you have a Prince of Swords, somebody's like a child here, or you just have a lot of air sign younger men around you. Knight of Swords, the game master, is here in the changing position. So that could be you, your friend, your coworker, your cousin, your family member. They're changing. They're not helping you. They're in a changing position. They may have justice with the Six of Swords. They may have decided to not help you with something or to something anymore. But I get something about a change of heart or like a change of mind. Like your mind change, their mind change. But it has something to do with the job. I get what you're involved in. It has something to do with, it could have something to do with job situations. Also something that you are involved in or they're involved in. You're changing because that they're involved with something interesting. You're changing your involvement with this person, or you may be limiting or increasing your involvement with this person for whatever reason. You could have found out something about them that they may not have shared with you. You could have found out something that they were doing with your documentation. Or something you could have found out something that they were doing with somebody else's documentation with somebody else. So it just depends on what's going on or whatever it is. The resolution has the Prince of Wands. There's a lot of princes here. So there's children. There's one element. There's children involved. I have younger cousins. There are younger cousins involved. Younger siblings involved. Younger friends. These energies could be friends, housemates. Then there's like interconnections between someone that you do some type of financial deal with. People that they have involved are younger than you, like they're young. Prince of this, Prince of Swords, Aries, Libra, male, female. Libra, male, female. Aquarian, male. Gemini, male. Gemini, female. Aquarian, female. You could be man or woman. It just depends on what. Sag, male, female. The Prince of Wands energy, the journalist. So younger fire sign is in the resolution, right? Prince of Wands could also be the Prince of Wands energy could be it's a prince. So that would mean that could be a new creative venture that you're undertaking. Going towards the four of power, the Four of Pentacles. Right? But I get, just look for a job the regular way. Like, the Spirit is saying, look for a job the regular way. The regular way. Like, you may be jumping through some type of animal obstacle course of a situation just to look for a specific job, just to get into a specific home. And someone's like, you really, blood? Like, you really don't need to do all that. Like, you really don't need to do all that. Like, that could be somebody's voice to you. Someone could be saying, you don't need all this document. That's why I said all of that, giving you all of that. You really don't need all this documentation just to get some type of shit processed so you can get in this building. Could be an apartment that you're looking at, but I get high end. It could be a high end apartment or home that you're trying to look into. It could be a high end job, high end position. But you're like, I don't want these people. One element about it, I don't want to use my information or all of my information. They're going to investigate this. They're going to know this isn't me. They're going to know that this isn't my criteria. But I need to use other people. I need to find someone to help me get in this place. I need to get somebody to help me get in this place. Whatever it is. So it's like using I get tax return. It could be using multiple people's tax return information just to get into some, like, that's why I said conjoin. You're trying to conjoin different people's information together just to get into a high-end place, like a high-end home, a high-end job. But it's a lot. Like, it's crazy. And then one element that you could also be doing it, the reason into why you could also be doing it is because of an interesting situation going on with background checks and fingerprints that you're trying to, like, get away from. So because you're trying to get away from that, there's people that I also get urine. There's people that may be trying to give you urine. It could be like drug testing for a job, as simple as that. Blood and things, like all kinds of stuff. But it's really extra. Like, that's why the Spirit said, just do something the regular way. Try to get a home the regular way. You know what I mean? Try to get a new job the regular way. Like, it feels like you're doing the most just to get something done. Basically, like, it seems like you're doing the most. You're doing the most. That's somebody's thought to you, doing the most. All right, let me do the outcome on this, Aquarius. Okay, 7 of Cups. Doing the most. 7 of Cups is like you have all these options, like limit. You have all these options. You may feel limited, or you have limited options. You may think you have limited options. You may have limited options now, or you had limited options in the past. Whatever it is, or you just have, or you may have options. You may want to live elsewhere, work elsewhere. Then I'll give you a perfect example of what's going on. This is like, for example, say you want to live in a high-rise apartment. You may not have the criteria to live in a high-rise apartment. If you want a certain position, you want a certain job, you may not have the criteria. You do or you don't. You may not have the criteria to live in that specific place, work in that specific place. So it's like using, or maybe you do, but you did something crazy. Maybe you do, but you have something on your record that you don't want an agency to see. You don't want a real estate agency to see, a job agency to see that. Wow. So henceforth, somebody's doing the most here. Like, somebody external could be doing the most with you if you're not doing the most. Someone external could be doing the most with you, for you, to you. Whatever it is. All right. Aquarius, let me know how it resonates. Be well. Take care. Bye.